Dr. King talked about ensuring that people are not judged based on the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. And unfortunately, what we've seen over time, our politics so coarse, we have divided Americans across the board and put them into different categories. And we need to get beyond that. We need to treat people like people and focus on how we ensure that everyone, regardless of their race, their ethnicity, their religion, their gender, has equal opportunity, access to a quality education, can live in safe neighborhoods. That's important. And from my vantage point, if we are not focused on that from a governmental perspective, if we are not focused on making sure that everyone has opportunity, then we're on the wrong track. And, I think one of the things that I have tried to do as a representative, not just ensure that, my staff is reflective of the district that I represent. For instance, I have a Haitian woman that works on my staff. I have an Orthodox Jew that is on my staff, because that is part of my district. And I feel that is important to make sure that their voices are heard and they're represented. And we need to make sure at every level of government and everything that we're doing, that diverse voices are involved in the process, including serving in elected office.
Mr. Maloney?
Yeah, well, thank you for the question. Look, I'm the first openly gay person ever elected to Congress from New York. I know what it's like when your country catches up to you, and it's a beautiful thing. And I appreciate my opponent's words, but they're empty words when you support reversing the privacy protections and the personal freedoms in the Constitution that they took away when they took away Roe v. Wade. So he didn't just take away 50 years of your reproductive freedom. He called my marriage into question. So if you care at all about marriage equality, that's no longer a sure thing under the Constitution either. And even interracial marriage is now not on a constitutional footing like it was, not to mention things like birth control. So talk is cheap for my opponent and for folks in the MAGA movement. They love quoting Dr. King. But the fact of the matter is, Mr. Lawler, when you ran a countywide campaign in Rockland, you got called to the carpet for putting out an anti-Semitic video. Your own state party chairman had to apologize and take it down. No, excuse me, I didn't interrupt you, sir. And so
well, you're lying.
When you had a chance, when you didn't make that video, you're going to deny it here. Look,
no, I didn't make it.
Your own Republican chairman called you out on it. It was vile and anti-Semitic. You did it. And if you want to support equality at the federal level, you'd support the Equality Act so that families like mine can't get fired for who we love anymore. No Republicans except two supported that the last time. And Mike Lawler is going to find some excuse for joining the MAGA crowd and opposing it. Now, we've had to fight for our freedom in this country. We're the party of John Lewis, and I'm proud of that. And I have a family that doesn't fit in this MAGA view of America. So we're tired of good words. We want to see actions. And I'm sorely disappointed with my opponent's record in this regard.
Well, I think it's unfortunate that the league would allow such a ridiculous personal attack. But let me respond to it because it's so patently absurd. Number one, I had nothing to do with any video, so shame on you for promulgating a lie. And if you can point me to anywhere in the New York Times or any other story where it mentions me as having anything to do with that video, I'd love to see it. But you can't, because like you've done throughout this campaign, you're a liar. And it's really embarrassing. The reality here is you keep talking about MAGA, MAGA, MAGA. Sean, the only one that was involved in electing MAGA Republicans this year was you. You took DCCC funds and spent it in numerous congressional primaries to elect people that you deemed were extreme and you thought you'd have a better chance of defeating in November. It's cynical, and it's exactly why people don't like politics. Your own party, your own members of Congress called you to task for it. Democrats in your conference called you out for using their money to do that. So shame on you.